fourth season.
And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interesting matchups tonight. Stick around. We'll be right back with... Good evening and welcome to tonight's presentation of Noche La NBA, an annual tradition in the NBA. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Lou Williams.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
Here are the five for the Clippers. They've got Batum, Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Zubac in at the center. And for Dallas, Kleber is the four with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Luka Doncic, and it's Finney Smith in at the three. Here's George, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot two at the free throw line. Terrific, talented backcourts tonight. Greg, did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
Doncic doing a nice job showing you some sneaky explosion and athleticism on that throwdown.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them do a little bit of everything in that game. Showed a lot of versatility.
And, you know, everything seemed to just kind of flow naturally for them. Felt like they were in a groove from the opening tip.
Dwight Powell's checked in for Dallas. And stolen by Richardson. The finish, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Yeah, Josh Richardson is just not a scorer and defender, folks. He can pass it, too.
George against Richardson. High post, Zubac. Now here's Leonard. A 17-point game for him in the win against Charlotte.
And we got to talk about his 4 steals on the night. That's a complete performance at both ends of the floor.
Here's Doncic. 37 points in the win against the Trailblazers in Portland.
And we have to mention his rebounding. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low.
Clock at 6. Powell kicks to Doncic. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Doncic has got his second basket of the game.
And I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And, boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his first foul. A different look for Dallas. Johnson, he's checked in for Maxi Kleber. Hardaway comes in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith. The Clippers also changing it up. Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Leonard. Lou Williams is subbed in for Jackson.
Well, I tell you what, George has tremendous bounce ability. It's always fun to see him launch and throw it down.
Brunson the pass to Powell. And he lays it straight in.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Here's Batum. Pass to Patterson. Clippers moving the ball around. Williams scanning the floor. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And Doncic throws it down. Ooh.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Powell with the steal. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Doncic outside. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. And then for Los Angeles. Man's checked in, and it's Luke Kennard in for Paul George. Here's Williams. The shot from the low post is good.
You know, defenders like to try to get physical with Williams. I'll tell you what, his strength belies his size.
Doncic outside. Here's Cauley-Stein. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Hardaway with the steal. Fast break, Dallas. And he finished it off with the lane.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
And, you know, when you've got a chance to put a team away early, you got to take it.
And so it's Dallas with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Mavericks.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Luke Kennard out there with Lou Williams. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Mann in at the 3. Shot clock at 5. Doncic finds Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Boy, that is grown man ammonia strength from Porzingis there. How can defenders stop that?
Williams passes to Kennard. On the wing, Morris. Now Kennard. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And no good, his first shot of the night, missing.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
The drive by Doncic. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
Tell you what, guys, that's not an easy finish, but somehow Doncic makes it look rather effortless.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Cauley-Stein. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Jalen Brunson. And Josh Richardson subbed in for Hardaway.
How about Kawhi Leonard knocking down the 3 ball? Didn't have that shot when he got into the league. Love seeing how he's improved as a shooter with the outside jumper.
Here's Doncic, and the dunk by Doncic.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And, you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
From deep. Knocked loose. Jackson dishes to Leonard. Fires the 3. Jackson misses. Mavericks leading by 14. Greg, if your system overall for these teams, if the schemes don't seem to be working, how much can you really change before you get to the offseason? Or, in particular, before you get to the playoffs?
It's never easy. A system change would come typically with a coaching change And the reality is you also have to evaluate the roster, and you can't fit that square peg into a round hole. But whatever your system is, it's got to be catered to the personnel you have. You can't go the other way around, and I think that's what separates oftentimes the good coaches from the great ones.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
Jackson against Doncic. Shoots from 12, and he hits the jump shot. Doncic has got 23 points.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
And again, it's the Clippers missing.
And the Strokes definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
1:19 left to play in the first half. To the inside, stolen by Zubac. Leonard with the ball, and it's Richardson picking him up.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Doncic against Jackson. And the dunk by Doncic.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
Yep, they're starting to stretch this lead out. Too much offense to keep pace with.
They get it again. Zubac off with the layup.
It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
Finney Smith passes to Doncic. And the rejection by Zubac. And he recovers it. And Doncic gets it to go.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Here's Mann. A three-pointer off the mark. And here is Kleba. 8 points his last outing. Porzingis kicks to Kleba. From deep, Richardson. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. It's been all about Luka.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. So far, Luka Doncic had a huge first quarter. He had 27 points. And that
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3, the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. And that one's good. Doncic.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Richardson finds Kleba. Doncic with it. He has 29. No good on the 3.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
It's good on the putback.
And this offense needed that one after 4 misses to start the half.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. They've got the Timberwolves ahead of them next in Minneapolis. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. The 3. Good on the triple. Doncic has got 5 points now in the quarter.
He's certainly been their go-to guy when it matters most. He's trying to close this one out.
The 3 from George. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. The Mavericks have their young star tandem in Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. KP said, we can be a pretty deadly duo. It's only going to be a matter of time. Once we get that two-man game going, it's going to be hard to stop. Guys, it's already hard to stop. Back to you.
A team on the rise, David. Thank you so much.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
And it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
Jackson against Doncic. This one for three. No good that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Dallas leading by 23. Now here's Kleba. No points in the game yet for him. From outside the arc. And it's Luka Doncic with the three.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
On the wing, Batum. From past the arc. Porzingis with the rebound.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Back to Kleba. Dallas moving the ball around. And here's Doncic from the arc. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Zubac has got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. Leonard inside. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Leonard's got 4 points this quarter.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Here's Doncic. Doesn't go that time. The Clippers go the other way with it. There's the pass to Jackson. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And Reggie Jackson, the former 24th pick by the Thunder, wasn't content to back up Westbrook. He basically forced his way out in search of a larger role.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. The Clippers also changing it up. Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Lou Williams is subbed in for Kawhi Leonard. Hardaway goes in. It's Cauley Stein, top of the key. Dallas again missing.
Wide open, and still, surprisingly, he wasn't able to cash in.
Los Angeles with another miss.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Johnson. That one goes in.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Williams pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Williams has got his second bucket tonight. Outside Hardaway. Pass to Brunson. Over Williams. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him.
Well, he's a balanced, smooth, surprisingly tough.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Mavericks ahead.
We got to make sure on defense.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Batum is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Williams. Then it's Paul George. And it's Patterson in at the 5 spot. I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, pull-up jump shooters are super valuable. And there are a lot of good ones in the NBA right now.
No doubt about it. And Kevin, you know, you think about a few guys. James Harden, I mean, he shoots that step-back three, but he's a guy that, because of his ability to utilize your inability to defend that three-pointer, Kyrie, Dame Lillard, those are some guys. Chris Paul still as good as anybody in that mid-range area. C.J. McCollum. These are guys that have really feasted and carved out a nice niche for themselves in the NBA because of that ability to take and make jump shots.
Man, I love that list. You're right on. Mavericks leading by 23. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Hardaway goes in. Good work defensively by Morris. The Clippers shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Williams passes to Patterson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Greg, the NBA under Adam Silver has been aggressive looking for ways to enhance the product and attract fans. Where do you fall on that point? Push the envelope or don't rock the boat, or maybe somewhere in between?
I think it might be somewhere in between. These days, people's attentions can be pulled in so many different directions. I think they're smart to not rest on their laurels and to continue to try to evolve. But with that evolution, sometimes it's not going to come over as well as they would like. But I'm a fan of some of the experiments, I should say, that we've tried thus far, and I hope the league continues to push the envelope.
That's a good thought. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Nicholas Batum. And here's Leonard from three. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Well, he had one three-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Richardson dishes to Johnson. Pass to Brunson. There's the lob to the hoop, and Cauley Stein throws it down.
Just throw it up there. Trill Will's going to take care of the rest.
Outside, George. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Brunson against Williams. Cauley Stein passes to Brunson. Here's Johnson. 6 to shoot. Richardson gets a wide open look. No good from outside. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Got that bucket in no time at all. Morris has got his first bucket of the night.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
Cauley Stein finds Richardson. Now we know the TV networks have brought more revenue, Greg, to the NBA. The expectation is for another bump when they renegotiate in 2023.
You know, at the same time, though, Kevin, with all the cord cutters out there, the league looking to make the game more accessible to those fans. I expect that to be a big part of this next deal.
Right, on your tablet, smartphone, or your computer. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Dallas.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
They have, but you also can't overlook how well they've defended the rim, as they've challenged every shot and also gotten quite a few blocks as well.
1:32 left in the game. Brunson, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That's on Lou Williams. That one falls for Brunson. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Porzingis, he's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Maxi Kleber comes in for Johnson. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Hardaway.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Mavericks.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And not only are they on their way to winning this game, this also gives them a win in the season series.
I don't think we can overstate how significant that was for them today. I mean, beating a conference opponent 3 out of 4 times, that's no easy feat.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Luka Doncic.
Boy, from a scoring standpoint, he was absolutely sensational. made the game look easy tonight.
And here's Los Angeles. Here's Kevin Gelly. The shot misses. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Inside, here's Okuru, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it. And thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks.
was made, 2 major trades took place.
I was getting ready for the #1 pick, but we got trade alerts already coming in. Rumors have been flying these last couple days.
And let's take a look at the last handful of seasons and the steal numbers for Paul George.
And when you see the tumble his steal totals have taken the last few years, you can see that he's gotten away from playing the kind of gritty, hard-nosed D he was known for. That's an aspect of his game he needs to get back.
Now let's check out our starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. They've got Kyle Kuzma. Morris is out there with Marc Gasol. Then there's Dennis Schroeder, and it's Caldwell Pope in at the shooting guard. And for the Clippers, they've got Jackson. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac, and it's George in at the shooting guard position.
You know, there have been a lot of brother acts in NBA history when you think about it. But the Gasol brothers, I mean, Mark and his older brother, Powell, I mean, they have to be among One of the best combos ever.
Now, here is George. He really played well in that last game against Charlotte. Pass to Zubats. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. Greg, too early to start talking about MVP for this year or midseason?
You know, we've gotten to a point now where we start talking MVP at the start of the season. You know,
yeah, right.
People just love to talk sports at this point, especially when it comes to the most prestigious individual awards out there. I think you can make a case and sway some opinions with your play this time of year, but I like to let it all play out before I start focusing on that.
Things can change in a hurry, can't they, in a season?
Yes, they can.
Like you say, let it play out.
Nice, and you can't forget about the bunnies on Caldwell Pope. I mean, this guy is definitely looking to slam it down whenever he gets an opportunity.
And the dunk by Zubats.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Now, here's Schroeder. His last outing, we saw him pour in 22.
The soft touch of Gasol. I mean, outstanding in close. He lets the ball glide off his fingertips.
From deep, George. Offensive rebound.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
Here's Schroeder. His scoring average sitting at 15 points a game right now. That's a pretty sizable contribution. George finds Batum. George, no good.
That works just like they drew it up until the part where he short arms the play.
Pass to Morris. He dishes it to Schroeder. Paul George with the steal. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Leaps for it and out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. And the Clippers making a change here. Williams is checked in. We have got to see that sensational mobile one block again.
Some intimidation right away. Got to show those shooters you're going to be there all night long.
Williams against Schroeder. Passes it to Morris. And a missed layup. Now the Clippers moving it up. Williams is running. And Nicholas Batum with the slam.
Don't sleep on Williams's ability to create for others. That's a veteran play.
Schroeder up top. He's guarded by Williams. And the rejection by Zubats. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. And here's Leonard from three. Clippers working now with the new shot clock.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Now, here's Schroeder. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And he makes that one. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Back to Williams. Outside for Batum. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And the pass to Zubats. And stolen by Harrell. Here's Horton Tucker. He's guarded by Williams. Clippers leading by 4. Here's Batum. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
It helps when Batum is looking for his shot. His assertiveness forces the defense to act.
Wesley Matthews checked in for the Lakers. Alex Caruso comes in for Dennis Schroeder. Lakers trail by 5. 51 seconds left in the first. And that one is good.
And improving as a shot maker every year. Harrell has to be accounted for defensively.
The Clippers have gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. Kennard for 3. Rebounded by the Lakers. Here's Matthews. Lays it up off the glass.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Here's Mann. He had 16 points in the win against Charlotte. Patterson got it. Good job in the low post.
The assist is the key to that sequence. I mean, a great look to set him up.
Here's Horton Tucker. Kennard covering. Got a piece of it. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Nine seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Caruso. Good work defensively by Morris. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Clippers ahead, leading by 3. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, governing the split-second chance opportunities. I mean, that's what has them in the lead right now.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So the Lakers 5 right now. Harrell is out there with Marc Gasol. Then it's Matthews, and it's Horton Tucker in at the small forward position. Here's Caruso. Patrick Patterson picking up that last bucket. Basket good. Gasol's got 6 points.
Showing the muscle, Gasol skilled at powering through the contact and finishing.
To the inside. Patterson passes to Morris. And here's George for 3. The putback, great positioning on the putback.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. To the middle. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And rightfully so. Also, how lackluster was the defense right there with the score this tight?
Here's Mann after the basket by the Lakers. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now.
Come on. You got to get up on him and play some defense. They won't get away with that next time.
Harrell kicks to Caldwell Pope. Pass to Caruso. Here's Harrell. He feeds it to Gasol. And stolen by Patterson. Pass to George. And the shot goes in. And the Clippers lead by 5.
Oh, as good as he is at creating his own shot, Kennard is also a solid distributor. Doesn't miss the open man when he spots him.
Caruso, the pass to Gasol. Here's Harrell. Outside Matthews. Passes to Caldwell Pope. Here's Harrell. Right side Gasol. Goes up again. It's hauled in by George. Clippers leading by 5 and pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Morris with the ball. And it's the Lakers on the break. Floats one up. And Gasol able to finish.
Gasol is the kind of guy, I mean, if you forget about him, he's going to make you pay. Nice work on the offensive glass.
On the wing, Morris. And there's the pass to Mann. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession. And let's now take a look at some of the numbers for Montrezl Harrell.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Kyle Kuzma's checked in for the Lakers. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Alex Caruso. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Lakers working the ball around now. Kuzma kicks to Caldwell Pope. And again, the Lakers no good.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Greg, we have a league of many great playmakers, don't we?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. LeBron James is obvious. You know, he played point guard technically for the first time last season, but he's always been a floor general. You look at a young man like Ja Morant, and he's been on the attack since day one when he hit the league. And there's so many more of those guys that are having an impact, understanding the value of that lead guard position. It is fun to watch.
It is so fun to watch. I agree. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Jackson's got the ball. Lakers trail by 5. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
No good there. And now the Clippers on the break. And yes, it's good.
You can't leave somebody that wide open when Jackson's running the show. Reggie will find him every time.
And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. Looking ahead to their next game, playing at New Orleans, they'll match up against the Pelicans. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Caldwell Pope for 3. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 3 assists tonight. Clippers leading by 4. Up top, Zubats. Dishes it to Leonard. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Schroeder against Leonard. And the rejection by Zubats. They recover it. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. No good on the triple.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Good on the bucket. And it's an 8-point Clipper lead.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pass to Morris. It's stolen by Morris. One-on-one here. And it goes down 2 points.
And such a confident player. Williams knows he has the trust of his coaches and teammates to take those shots.
Schroeder passes to Morris. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And we've reached halftime in this one.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The largest lead they had was 6. And that...
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Without question, Marc Gasol displaying his skills today.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Bringing the physicality. I mean, they kept working it to him, and he kept delivering.
Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Paul George. And it's Zubats in at the 4. Oh, that was something else.
And I gotta say, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult when they're trailing.
But still a magnificent move to the rim. And it's Kentavious Caldwell Pope with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Gasol with the steal. It's Kuzma penetrating. Gasol finds Schroeder. Drills it from outside. Schroeder's got 5 now.
And the recognition Gasol has is tremendous. I mean, you can't leave anyone open or he'll find it.
Batum passes to Jackson. George against Caldwell Pope. George with the bucket. George has got his second bucket.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Caldwell Pope on the wing. Fires from deep. Stolen by George. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back.
A perennial all-defensive pick. George's quick hands create a lot of transition opportunities.
Schroeder surveying the floor. Here's Caldwell Pope, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
They needed that, and I love that he just didn't settle for the lay-in.
Jackson kicks to Leonard. Off target from three-point range. Lakers trail by 5. The shot's good from Kuzma.
Hasn't taken them any time to find their rhythm in the second half. 4 for 4 from the field already.
Caldwell Pope against George. And good that time. George has got 6 here in this quarter.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Schroeder against Jackson. For 3, Caldwell Pope. It doesn't go for him. And the Clippers will come the other way. They've led by as much as 10. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. The shot by George, no good.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And now the Clippers on the break. Here's Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here. Greg, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation or one of the best, and I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys.
Yes,
They're truly
yes.
great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities. And those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game.
Floats it up there for Harrell. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Patterson with it. Now guarded by Harrell. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Drains the three-pointer. Kennard's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Caruso looking for an opening. Passes it to McKinney. From beyond the arc. The shot, no good. Clippers leading by 8. And now the Clippers on the break. Here's Patterson. Good D by Matthews. Here's McKinney. He's still scoreless so far in this one. It's stolen. And here comes the break. Moving it up. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
And Harrell scores it in.
And way to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Morris finds Patterson from the wing. Morris, no good.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
Lakers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
George against Matthews. A nice shot by George.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA Clippers. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And we'll be right back after this. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
No, that's quick decision making. You see a guy open, you can't hesitate. That's an outstanding play.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. And on the court for the Lakers to start the 4th. We've got Matthews. Montrezl Harrell is out there with Markieff Morris. And it's Horton Tucker in at the 3. The pass to Patterson. The kick out to Williams. Here's the teardrop. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Clippers lead by 8.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Morris inside. Patterson defending. Hero. It falls for his 5th field goal tonight. Now shooting 5 for 8.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Now here's Williams. T right on him. Outside Batum. Williams passes to Morris. And the 3 off target.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And the whistle blows as the basket count. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And the Lakers making a change here. Caldwell Pope checked in. And that one falls for Marcus Hall. Clippers leading by 3. Pass to George. And he hammers that one down right in the face of Marcus Hall.
And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
Basket counts.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
George looking over the floor. And Nicholas Batum, the bucket on the assist by George.
And Batum really likes getting shots off from the interior, using those long arms of his well to release the shot over the defense.
Schroeder passes to Gasol. Makes it off the glass.
And there's no fear in Gasol. I mean, he welcomes the chance to take big shots.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They've led by as much as 10. Zubac's trying to break loose.
And guys, George takes pride in hitting big shots. Just get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Schroeder against Jackson. He gets that one. Schroeder's got 4 points now in the quarter.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
Yeah, but defensively, neither side has been able to adjust, and that's reflected in the score.
And the dunk by Zubac.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Here's Schroeder. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
And challenging the bigger defender coming through in the biggest moment.
And there's no better feeling coming up nails when the stakes are high.
George. On the wing, George. Over Caldwell Pope. A rebound by the Lakers.
You expect him to make those. They got to do more to get a hand in his face next time.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
You know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
Williams, he's checked in for Jackson. Both shots good from the stripe. And the Clippers have possession. It's a one-point game. Williams with the ball. Zubac trying to break loose. And the layup's good off the glass.
And this is what Lou Williams delivers to his team. Quality shooting, even under the highest level of pressure.
Here's Schroeder. Williams with the defensive effort.
The D hanging tough and stopping what would normally have been.
Whoa! Finish!
Run that back. I want to see the replay now.
And there was a time when folks said George wasn't a clutch shooter. Remember? Not anymore, people.
Count it! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Oh, that's just a terrific night for him from the floor, making almost everything he looks at.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Leonard attacking. Yes!
And guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moment.
Shooter kicks to Gasol. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. And it's off from 3-point range. George finds Leonard. They get the rebound. And George able to finish.
And I like the anticipation of George on the glass there. A veteran sense of where the miss is going.
Gasol. It counts.
Gasol does not want to let this game get away from them. I mean, huge bucket from the big fella.
Williams outside. Here's Zubac. So the Clippers with the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
and with their new number 7.
And check out the Mavs. Fashion first, getting off the bus, and now they'll try to make the same impression on the court. Going after this, and a chance here to check out some stats for Montrezl Harrell.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage, and it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the small forward position. And for Los Angeles, they've got Morris. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is out there with Dennis Schroeder. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. And it's Gasol, and at the 5, roaming the paint.
And Doncic was part of a draft day trade that so far seems to have worked out pretty well for both teams.
That's exactly right. Doncic, Greg, was selected by Atlanta with the 3rd pick. He was then quickly shipped to Dallas for the 5th overall pick, which turned into Trae Young, plus a future pick. Neither of these young men wasted any time putting their stamp on the NBA. I do think their futures will always be discussed in connection with the other.
Schroeder dishes to Gasol. That one doesn't go. And it's Dallas the other way. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Schroeder against Doncic. Passes it to Porzingis, and the shot is good.
Boy, what a display of toughness from Kristaps Porzingis. He's a rock down low.
Schroeder against Doncic. Now here's Schroeder. He's tightly guarded, off target at the rim. The Mavericks have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Kyle Kuzma. That is his first foul of the game. Schroeder against Doncic. It's stolen by Morris.
Really poor pass there, guys, and the D did a great job capitalizing off the mistake.
Good work there as it goes.
Well, coaches love seeing this from Dennis Schroeder. Recognize the situation, find the open teammate.
Pass to Porzingis. Richardson outside. Kicks it to Doncic. Now the pass to Porzingis. Good, and the assist goes to Doncic. Porzingis has got 6.
And early on, they look great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Here's Schroeder. Gasol trying to free himself up, and that one's good. Schroeder. Greg, the 2 words you and I don't like the most in this game, load management. Why do we see more of it now than when you played in the game?
A couple of things. I think sports science has evolved, and I've talked to a ton of coaches about this. The reality is that now they don't determine whether or not a guy's going to play. It's going to be the people that work with the strength and conditioning. They determine if a guy is ready to go. Secondly, I would also say the contracts now, the investments that teams have in these assets, you want to try to prolong their careers as long as possible. And so I think it's a smart move from an investment standpoint.
You bring up some great points.
Well, Luka can get himself into the paint with consistency, and boy, does he make that a high percentage finish.
Schroeder passes to Morris. Back to Schroeder, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Richardson.
And once Schroeder was asked to name his favorite NBA city, I believe it surprised a lot of fans when he said Milwaukee.
That's right, Greg, but he cited the strong German culture there. Schroeder, of course, went straight from Germany to the NBA. He relied on his athleticism early on, but now he's seeing the game much better, plays under control, can lead the team. He has had a tremendous amount of growth.
And there it is for him.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Here's Caruso. Brunson covering. Harrell, that's good. Brunson with it. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Down low, here's Powell, and 2 free throws coming up on it. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Surprise in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Brunson the pass to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
That's about great concentration. Dwight Powell, under duress of the defense, finishes nonetheless.
Caruso looking for an opening. For three. Here's Harrell. Another shot. He lays it in.
Yeah, this guy is tremendous at keeping plays alive. Montrezl Harrell getting to the offensive window.
16 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Brunson, good.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's Caruso. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. A big-time effort for Porzingis, providing a lot of energy for Dallas. He now.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
We've got Matthews. Carroll is out there with Markieff Morris. And it's Horton Tucker in at the three, the small forward. That's the group for the Lakers to start the second quarter. Brunson, good.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Here's Caruso. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. Now Brunson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to go on Markieff Morris. It's his first trip to the line. Greg, we know the names of the superstars, but there are players that are just under that category who probably should get a little more recognition.
Hey, Kevin, that's a great point, and I'm going to toot my alma mater's horn a little bit. Christian Wood's a guy that kind of
good one. Yes.
Reminds me of that. He's kind of on the come up. How about Devontae Graham, the second rounder back in 2018, but he's showing to be an established young talent in this league, and there are many more guys like that, and they're going to have their opportunity to become household names.
Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Dallas. Hardaway finds Doncic. They swipe it. And here we go. Kuzma heading to the hoop. And Kuzma slams it in.
And that's the hustle you love seeing from Kuzma. When he moves like that, he is tough to guard.
Doncic with it. Picked up by Kuzma. And that one's good. Doncic.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed. Never in a hurry.
Matthews against Doncic. That's it, and the Dallas lead is cut down to 2 points now on the basket from Matthews.
Well, Wes Matthews navigating through contact, connecting on these shots. That's nice.
The drive by Doncic. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. He'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
And when he breaks out the crossover, you can be sure he's going to leave somebody in his wake.
Marc Gasol's checked in for Los Angeles. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Dallas also making a switch. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Cauley-Stein.
You know that Marc Gasol is going to pursue the rebounds. It doesn't matter where he is on the floor. He won't give up on a play.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Gasol. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's averaging about 7 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he gives them a nice rotation on the front court. He is a quality reserve.
Well, the one thing you can't teach is size. He's not as developed skill-wise as some guys, but certainly a valuable backup for this team.
Doncic against Schroeder. Now, here's Doncic. He's guarded closely.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one. Well, you think about Marc Gasol. This is a former Defensive Player of the Year. Obviously, he's not the star or the focal point he was at the peak of his career. But this guy still impacts the game at a very high level.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
A hard blue-collar work ethic on display. This guy just beating everyone to the ball.
The drive by Schroeder. Hero. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 3 assists in the game.
And Doris, with Gasol, it's on the defensive end where his impact is felt the most.
That's exactly right. He still makes life difficult for opposing centers. He's strong. He's smart. He knows all the tricks of the trade. Watching Marc Gasol play is a pleasure.
And it's Doncic missing.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play. Boy, that's the kind of look this offense is designed to create. That's just a tough miss.
Banked in off the glass. 11 points for Luka Doncic.
There's a burst that allows Luka Doncic to be effective on his drives. You're not going to catch him standing around. This guy is in attack mode.
Fast break, Dallas. Lays it up and banks it in. Now it's a 5-point Dallas lead.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Shooter kicks to Caldwell Pope. And there's another turnover by the Lakers. Well, here are a group of point guards that have dialed up their own offense in the second half of the season. These are the top scorers at the 1 spot since the All-Star break. Third is Luka Doncic.
And this is a group of guys who have that uncanny knack to simply score and put points up while they find ways to get the rest of the team involved. Really the complete package.
You know, they truly are. Whether it's one-on-one situations or staying within that team framework, that is a gifted group offensively. And, you know, you said it. Their ability to put up big points from the 1-guard spot is what really sets them apart.
Doncic, no good. Lakers trail by 3. Morris with the bucket.
It seems every year Markieff Morris gets a little more consistent with the jumper. Looks so comfortable there.
And here is Doncic. 37 points in the win against Portland.
And his scoring is going to get most of the attention, but his rebounding also stood out. He did a lot of glass cleaning in that game.
Good on the shot.
Luka Doncic is in distinguished company because his game is so far advanced for his age.
And that's it for the first half of...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Luka Doncic has been the story in this one. He ended up with 15 points, 4 assists, and 1 steal. And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 spot. Richardson for 3. The offensive rebound. Doncic against Caldwell Pope. Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, tracking down rebounds with ease. Kristaps Porzingis, outstanding mobility.
Doncic against Schroeder. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. You know, Greg, you'd probably know as well as anyone, what was it like going up against the Bulls in the 90s?
You know, it's weird to say, but in a lot of ways, we were a lot like they were. Hall of Fame talent at the coach, a defensive-minded team, but the one difference was, you know, the Bulls had that guy that wore that number 23. I think I'd say that might have been the one difference.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Horton Tucker's checked in. And it's Matthews in for Caldwell Pope. Here's Horton Tucker. And he banks in the layup. Horton Tucker's got his first basket of the night.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And, boy, that's a terrific start right there.
First trip to the line for him here.
Listen, 84 is a really good number to post at the foul line, and that's where he's at on the year.
Well, what a pleasure to have a 7-footer who you can play through, because Kristaps Porzingis, that nice shooting form, carries over to the free throw line. That is crucial.
And the Lakers making a change here. Harrell's checked in. Hardaway's checked in for Dallas. Harrell dishes to Morris. And it's Schroeder in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Schroeder's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, you have to take advantage of the chippies when you get them. Nice job by Dennis Schroeder in close.
Brunson scanning the floor. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Brunson's got 8.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
Harrell trying to free himself up. Yep, it goes, and the Dallas lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Matthews. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Brunson the pass to Porzingis. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Mavericks. Porzingis kicks to Brunson. Back to Porzingis. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
See, you can tell Porzingis knows when he's in close, he's got the kind of size, touch, and length to make that look easy.
Schroeder, right side. And he uses the glass on the layup. He's got 12.
And, guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Brunson against Schroeder. Brunson the pass to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, Porzingis stays aggressive on the offensive end. And with the kind of offensive arsenal he has, it's exactly what you hope for, guys.
Oh, and here comes Porzingis all alone. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
Lakers trail by 5.
And when you watch Hardaway shoot, one thing that stands out, he has a very quick release.
And, Greg, that's what makes the jumper very tough to contest, especially when he's dialing it up from range. You have to stay connected to this guy defensively. It's not easy to do with the other weapons on this team.
Brunson the pass to Porzingis. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Porzingis has got 12 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
The drive by Schroeder. The shot comes out. Dallas leading by 5. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Marc Gasol's checked in for Montrezl Harrell. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Markieff Morris. And Tavius Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for Wesley Matthews. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. Kuzma passes to Caruso. Kuzma, that's good. Kuzma's got his second basket of the night.
And how about that display of athletic ability? Kuzma can contort his body when converting on those difficult shots.
And Doncic, here we go.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
Well, you love that he wants to wear out the defense. What a catalyst for his team. Incredible.
Here's Gasol. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Dallas holding on to an 8-point lead heading. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver. And he did just that.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. So the Lakers 5 right now. Marc Gasol is out there with Kyle Kuzma. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Caruso in at the point. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Yeah, liking the vision there from Caldwell-Pope. Looking to get his guys going when they're open.
Doncic outside. He feeds it to Powell. He kicks it to Richardson. 6 to shoot. Pass to Finney-Smith. Back to Doncic. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Doncic has got the lead up to 8 now for the Mavs. Here's Caruso, guarded by Doncic.
Hard work pays off for Luka in that instance. How about that on the defensive end? Send it back, Luka.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Now, here's Doncic. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Luka Doncic is so clever. This guy able to draw the contact to get himself to the free throw line.
The Lakers making a switch here. Morris is checked in. The Mavericks also with a sub. Kleba's checked in. They get a hand on it. Kuzma passes to Caruso. Fast break, Dallas. The feed to Doncic. Kicks it out to Richardson. Up top, Doncic. Right wing. Cauley Stein passes to Doncic. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Kleba. Misses the layup. He had him with that bump fake. Doncic right side. He dishes it to Cauley Stein. Good work defensively by Morris. And Caruso's got the ball here for the Los Angeles Lakers. They've played a great fourth quarter defensive, allowing only 3 points.
As a defender, hard to keep up with KCP in transition. He has excellent get up and go.
Doncic right side. Cauley Stein's shot is good.
And you can see he just has a great overall feel for this game. Excellent job tonight.
And that's been his role pretty much from the opening tip. Get the ball to guys where they can score it.
Now here's Kuzma, guarded closely. Caldwell-Pope dishes to Gasol, and the layup's good off the glass.
Well, Marc Gasol has done this a time or two, and that's a big-time delivery.
1:57 left in the game. Here's Doncic. Here's Cauley Stein. Rebound the Lakers. Caruso's got his 4th rebound in this one. It's Kuzma penetrating. And Kuzma slams it in.
And we talk about Kuzma's mobility at his position. They're using it well to burn the deep.
Here's Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
Luka Doncic loves the big moment, and he delivers.
Lakers trail by 5. Timeout called the Lakers. They're down by 5. 1:30 left here in the fourth quarter. And now we present our New Balance player of the game, Luka Doncic.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
During that break, Frank Vogel had some real words for his team. He told his guys the inside game is working, so stick with it. That means posting, slashing, getting to the rim, whatever produces these high percentage looks. Kevin, back to you.
And that one is good.
The heat is on, and Matthews comes alive. His shot-making ability in these situations is downright crazy.
Doncic against Schroeder. Porzingis got it.
Embrace the spotlight, KP. Delivery in a big moment for Porzingis.
Lakers have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Schroeder against Doncic. And it's Schroeder missing. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Burke with the ball. Here's Doncic. And it's blocked.
Wow, twice on the pipes from Dennis Schroeder. Woohoo!
Harrell kicks to McKinney. Back to Harrell. Over Porzingis. Porzingis with the block. Doncic with it. Passes it to a 1-2. A 3 ball. Doesn't go for him. So we see the Mavericks get the win here. Truly, David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up.
regular season only to fall short in the playoffs. They only had one pick in this year's draft, and they selected a familiar face, T.S. Josh.
Knicks Gaming hoping to...
And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparations for the... And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Lou Williams.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the small forward position. And for the Clippers, Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in at the shooting guard. What happens to team chemistry, Brent, at this stage of the season? Teammates have spent, a lot of time together already at this point.
Well, this is where veteran leadership and guys who have been through deep runs or their understanding of what it takes to have a team go through deep runs can really pay off, Kevin. Making guys accountable to the things that you've talked about all year long in the next couple weeks, that's critical.
And here are the Clippers now. Zubac finds Leonard. They grab their own miss, and the second chance effort by Jackson.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
It's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Now, here's Doncic. He's coming off a 37-point game against the Trailblazers in Portland.
Let's just not forget about the work on the glass. His effort level was a 10 that night out of 10.
And the Clippers making a change here. Kennard's checked in. The Mavericks shooting their first free throw of the night.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
Here's Jackson. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now, he averages about 9 points a game. Here's Finney-Smith. Great D that time from Leonard.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Jackson misses.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Porzingis passes to Doncic. And the rejection by Zubac. Pass to Doncic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Fades back. Count it. Doncic has got 7. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Up top, Zubac. Clippers moving the ball around. Pass to Jackson. Leonard on the wing. Los Angeles with another miss. Well, it was the Dallas Mavericks winning their last game against the Trailblazers.
Yeah, their long-range artillery hit the mark more often than not. A great equalizer when you're on the road.
Yeah, they sapped the energy right out of the building in that one. They just were knocking down threes, and it was deflating both for the team and the crowd.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
The putback. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Last time they met was in Dallas.
And in the last face-off against these guys, they enjoyed a huge advantage in free throw percentage.
Now, here's Doncic. He's got 7.
Creative at finding ways to just cut inside there. Doncic, a guy you must keep your eyes on.
And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Nailed from three-point land.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
Has the vertical needed to dunk it. Doncic showing off the power and flair that he possesses.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his first foul. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Dwight Powell's checked in for Porzingis. Johnson comes in for Maxi Kleber. Hardaway's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic.
Sweet finish from Paul George there. I like to see him get up to the rim like that.
It's stolen by Morris. And now the Clippers on the break. Nobody near George. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let up. I think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal tonight.
Now here's Johnson. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line. It's going to be Johnson shooting. Marcus Morris picks one up there. The Mavericks have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
Yeah, like a 5-tool baseball player, James Johnson's one of those guys who does a little bit of everything for his team.
George against Brunson. over Williams, and foul on the shot. So he'll get it. Folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Dallas. From deep, George. It's good from long range. George has got 10 points in the game.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Here's Brunson. Banked in off the glass.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
From deep, George. Offensive rebound.
Well, a missed box out and an easy tip in, but it's because of the activity as the ball is going up, finding yourself in the right spot, just using some effort.
It's been all about Luka Doncic for the Dallas Mavericks. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
On the floor for Dallas, Dwight Powell is out there with Cauley Stein. Then it's James Johnson. Then there's Hardaway. And it's Brunson in at the point guard. Taken away by Williams. Here we go, one-on-one. Morris kicks to Williams. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Patterson can't get it to go. The Mavericks leading.
A three-time Sixth Man of the Year. Last season, Lou Williams named his newborn son Six in honor of his success in that role.
We talk a lot about the Mount Rushmore of the game's greatest players. Maybe we can start to chisel out the sixth men of the year in the NBA. Lou Williams would have to get some serious consideration for that monument.
Cauley Stein dishes to Hardaway. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Los Angeles. And Dallas with a change here too. Luka Doncic, he's checked in for Johnson. Here's Brunson. Doncic feeling it out. Shot clock at 6. And Doncic throws it down.
And it just seems when Doncic turns it on, it's a sight to see. Incredible at scoring in a variety of ways.
Williams passes to Morris. He kicks to Patterson. Outside, George lets the three fly. It's rebounded by Doncic.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
Runs in the pass to Cauley Stein. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Cauley Stein's got the lead up to 6 now for Dallas. George against Hardaway. And George, here we go. The kick out to Williams. Outside Leonard. Outside George. Over Hardaway. George, no good.
Now that's just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time and hits it.
Passes it to Cauley Stein. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
And right now, they're just focused on putting together good possessions.
Yeah, that's exactly how they got the lead. They ended up having multiple possessions in a row with good quality shots, knocked them down, and game is fully in their control.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Powered away against George. Here's Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
I like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Morris with the ball. Out defended by Cauley Stein. And here we go.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
Doncic outside. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat out.
Freakish.
Man overboard.
Wow.
It's like he's got a couple of suction cups at the end of those long arms. Those huge hands from Kawhi, helpful on the glass.
Doncic against Leonard. Doncic with the bucket. Doncic has got 17.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Williams.
Well, it's such a challenge trying to alter anything that Lou Williams does just because you're on your heels most of the time.
And here's Doncic from the arc, but they'll get another chance. The rebound by Patterson. And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And in that one, the backups came to play. Gave the team an infusion of points that just put them over the top.
Well, I talked to the assistant coaching staff. What they were stoked about is that the bench guys came in and played well. So punch off the bench, a big factor in that win.
And guys, the intelligence is evident. When the pick comes, Doncic often makes the right read.
That's it, and the Dallas lead is cut down to 8 on the bucket from Morris. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. What a defensive effort. Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA. On Luka Doncic has been the story in this one. He ended up with 19 points, 2 assists. Win or lose, Kenny, the Mavericks. Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
Williams is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Leonard in at the small forward. That's who's out there for the Clippers. It's Richardson on the wing. Rager, the all-time assist leader for the Big West Conference. In that frame, talk about some of the traits that make for a good floor general, a good point guard, a good facilitator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to be a leader because that's what the position calls for. Unselfishness, instincts, that stuff matters. But ultimately, your teammates got to feel like you play for them. And that's when you have a chance as a team to be special.
I'm assuming you've always been like that. Am I correct?
No, that is not
really?
true.
Wow.
I evolved into a leader. In all seriousness, I think some guys are natural. Others, like myself, had to evolve into it.
Doncic kicks to Finney-Smith. Back to Doncic. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Patterson. Leonard with no one around. The shot will not fall. Now Dallas takes it the other way.
And they have built their advantage on the scoreboard here by doing all the little things.
The drive by Doncic. Up again. Porzingis on the foul.
Can't go in soft. You got to have intention when you go in there on the glass. And Porzingis wanted to beat everybody to the ball that time.
And the pass to Morris. Back to Jackson. And here's Leonard from three. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Doncic dishes to Cauley Stein. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Cauley Stein's got 6.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
And stolen by Cauley Stein. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Doncic against Morris. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Powell, he's checked in for Porzingis. Johnson comes in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Burke, he's checked in for Josh Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. And it's Zubac atop the key. And the dunk by Zubac.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Brunson the pass to Powell. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Powell's got his first 2 points.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Pass to Kennard. The shot. That one a little long.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Yeah, see the coach? He's got that frown on his face. I think we know why. Not a high percentage look.
Burke dishes to Powell. Dallas moving the ball around. Runs in the pass to Powell. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, the defender all over.
The Mavericks shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And the Clippers call time here.
And he has not been on his game here. He's forcing a lot of shots, and the team is suffering because of it. It's time for him to focus on getting his teammates involved.
George is checked in for Jackson. The free throw drops for Powell. And he makes both free throws. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. And taken away by Johnson. Kicks it to Burke. Now the feed to Powell. And then jammed down as he goes right over Ivica Zubac.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
And here's George for 3. Here's Zubac. The Mavericks pull it in. On the wing, Batum. Over Johnson. Off the left rim and out. Dallas leading by 13. Finney-Smith passes to Powell. Now Brunson. Stolen. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Man gets the bucket. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Brunson with it. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a 13-point game. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. Kennard for 3. The shot misses. Here's Finney-Smith. That one goes in.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
Well, with the confidence growing, that's one thing, but they seem to be getting more intense, and that's helping the quality of their play here.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. The Mavericks on top. They finish off the third quarter. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. A moment now to reset the lineups. Back to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. On the floor for Dallas, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Hardaway in at the 3 side. Porzingis finds Doncic. And it's good. He's made 2 for every 1 he's missed. 10 of 15 in the contest.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Over in the corner, Batum. Left side, George. Misses the 3.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Doncic outside. In the corner, it's Richardson. 5 on the clock. Back to Doncic. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Doncic has got 23.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Man passes to George. And he makes that one.
But when Paul George has that kind of length and then has the high release point that he does, very few people are going to get to it to block a mid-range jumper like that.
Doncic outside. Right side, Porzingis. 3-pointer. Doncic, no good.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him. And that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
Clippers moving the ball around. Here's Zubac. Count it. Good. Teams have dynasties. The 90s, Michael Jordan. We've seen it over the many decades. Over the next decade, though, who do you think's going to lead the pack there, Greg?
Ooh, that's a great question. You know, with the way Father Time is treating LeBron, you might have to wait and see because he is still playing at such a high level. But, you know, obviously Giannis has got to be on the short list with the Bucks. For me, I really look at Luka in Dallas. I just feel like with Kristaps Porzingis, that duo could just be deadly with how the game is played. But don't sleep on the Celtics with Tatum and Brown and that group that they have, with the front office they have. Man, I think the league overall is going to be in great shape moving forward.
It sure seems that way. Doncic passes to Porzingis. Doncic left side. From 13, it's good. Doncic has got 6 points in the quarter.
And with good length and athleticism, Doncic not only gets to the rim, but boy, can he finish.
Zubac kicks to George. And a miss there on the triple.
Boy, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Over in the corner, Doncic. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter of this one. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got his 4th rebound in this one. A 3 from Leonard buries the long-range jumper.
This is where all the extra hours of practice come into play. Leonard couldn't be more in sync on that catch and shoot.
Now, here's Doncic. 2 points. That one goes. Doncic has got 27.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Mavericks.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And on the season, this is going to be their 3rd win in 4 games against this team.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Luka Doncic.
Now, this was a showcase night of his skills offensively.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
You loved it. The guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock.
And they've won the rebound battle so far, and it's translated to the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's not just about stopping the offense in the scouting report. It's about knowing where to be when those shots are going to be missed. And they're doing a nice job on the rebounding.
From deep three-point range, he can't get that one.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe...
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
Things in Los Angeles are about to get a little crazy. Our next guest is the #1 overall draft pick in the NBA 2K League 2021 draft. Crazy, welcome to 2K TV.
How you doing, LG? I'm excited to be joining.
Absolutely. Now, what was that feeling like to you and your family to go first overall in the NBA 2K League draft?
There it is, the Staples Center in Los Angeles. And let's take a look at the last handful of seasons and the steal number for Paul George.
And when you see the tumble his steal totals have taken the last few years, you can see that he's gotten away from playing the kind of gritty, hard-nosed D he was known for. That's an aspect of his game he needs to get back.
And the Clippers starting five. They've got Paul George. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. And for the Lakers, we've got Dennis Schroeder. Morris is out there with Marc Gasol. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. And it's Caldwell Pope in at the 2. Batum. It's good on the putback.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Jackson against Schroeder. Now for the teams that are clearly rebuilding, should they simply play the young guns, Greg, no matter what, or should they make them earn their minutes?
Kev, I don't know that there's a right answer to that. I think it's really about the personnel and the personalities of the guys on that roster. And really, the front office should play a big role in that as well. But it's a hard call. You got to believe enough in those young guys to say, hey, that's our future. We're going in that direction. But you still got to also take care of your veteran guys who are kind of setting the table for your future.
Yeah, 3 for 4 now. I like the pace for them on offense.
George against Caldwell Pope. That one good for 2. George has got his second bucket of the night.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Here's Schroeder. Rebound by the Clippers.
There is the value of great rim protection without fouling, forcing the miss.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, and that quick first step that Caldwell Pope possesses is lethal. Drawing the contact there thanks to his aggressiveness.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Kennard's checked in.
I'll tell you, he doesn't give points away. Excellent job from the line.
Passes to Zubac. And here's Kennard. Clippers moving the ball around. Zubac, the pass to Jackson. Lays it up and banks it in.
That is a powerful point guard right there. Reggie converting against very tight defense.
Schroeder against Jackson. Stolen by Zubac. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. Can't hit the free throw line jumper. The drive by Schroeder. He makes the Johnny from the left block. Schroeder's got 6.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Stolen by Caldwell Pope. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
The quick feet and hands of Caldwell Pope paying dividends at the defensive end.
On the wing, Batum. Covered by Morris. Jackson passes to Zubac. Tries from 10. He can't get it to go. And the Lakers will go the other way with it. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
And you could see them losing confidence, and it turned into a domino effect.
Jackson kicks to Kennard. Leonard, the pass to Zubac. Count that one.
Kawhi is carving up this defense. Love his awareness. He is finding the open man.
Here's Schroeder. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Jackson passes to Leonard. Outside for Batum. Wants to get it to Zubac, and does. Leonard, no luck. And so Gasol will bring it up for the Lakers. 6-point game. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
A combination of unforced errors and just poor decision-making. They need to be much better in that aspect of the game this time around.
And stolen by Kuzma. Oh, and here comes Schroeder all alone. Finished off the break. Schroeder's got 12 in the game.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
This is my type of approach. Get some high percentage looks. Then later, you can play inside out.
Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it. A big-time effort for Dennis Schroeder, providing a lot of energy for the Los Angeles. And earlier we got a few words from Marc Gasol regarding his former teammate.
The way he plays defensively, you know what he stands for.
And of course, Gasol and Leonard won the championship together in 2019, largely, Greg, because of their ability to play defense and get stops.
And 2 former defensive players of the year on the same team. That's going to be your foundation. But both guys were tremendous at the other end as well, albeit in different ways.
And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
You know this, the team that dictates the pace typically rules the roost. We see that here early on.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for the Lakers right now, they've got Morris. He's out there with Harrell. And it's Matthews in at the shooting guard. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Harrell trying to free himself up. Great positioning on the putback. Harrell's got the lead up to 10 now for the Lakers.
This is Montrezl Harrell, strong offensive rebounder with the skill to make good on the second chance.
And George, here we go. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's going to go on Markieff Morris. The Clippers shooting their first free throw tonight.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
You know, no one produces like Paul George does. He elevates your team's abilities in any situation.
Yes, that goes in.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Outside, George. That's another one for him. His fifth in just 7 shots.
Smooth off the bounce with the strength to finish through contact. Paul George showing us how it's done.
Caruso. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. In the corner, George with it. Again, the Clippers.
A reliable jump shooter. Paul George's accuracy only goes up when he catches in rhythm.
Here's Caruso, and he goes in for the dunk.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Pass to George. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Patterson can't get it to go. Lakers leading by 7. And stolen by Patterson. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. Rebound by Harrell. Here's Horton Tucker. 17 points for him last game against Phoenix.
And it wasn't just the scoring. He also impacted the game on the glass. Terrific all-around effort.
The shot by George, wide open. And again, no good by the Clippers. Lakers have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Matthews dishes to Morris. And Morris throws it down.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Also, if you can't get stops at this point, it really doesn't matter what you do at the offensive end.
And it's George finishing it off.
Ooh, I guess he didn't appreciate getting scored on that last strip.
I guess not. He threw it down right on top of him. Puts up a 3. Caruso, no good. Clippers trail by 9. And George, here we go. And that one, good. George has got 13 points now in the quarter.
They're still behind, but not because of his efforts. He's been unbelievable this quarter.
There's the pass to Horton Tucker. And he slams it one-handed.
How about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Now, here is George. He's tightly guarded. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
On the wing, Morris. Poke loose. And that'll be the Lakers as it goes out of bounds. Lakers retaining possession. So both teams changing it up here. There's 31 seconds left here in the second. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. And again, the Lakers no good. Clippers trail by 7. From deep, George. That doesn't go either for George. And here's Caldwell Pope. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. They've led by as many as 11 points. It's good. Kuzma's got his first points of the night.
The big fella loves to pass. Marc Gasol with the vision and court awareness to do it from anywhere on the floor.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Here's the thing. He's a guy who will go on hot streaks for you over.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, Best. It was Dennis Schroeder setting the pace in the first quarter. He had 12 points. And
second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. It's been one outstanding game from George.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. We've got Kawhi Leonard, Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then there's Batum, and it's Zubac in at the center, filling out the middle. Zubac in the post, defended by Gasol. And here's Leonard from three. It's not going to go for him. So the Lakers will take it the other way. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And the Lakers have possession. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. And there's Marc Gasol on the assist by Caldwell Pope. And it's a 10-point Laker lead. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, their skill, power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
Williams, he's checked in for George. To the paint, here's Gasol. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Gasol's got 8 points.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Leonard looking around. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. They get Marc Gasol.
The dribble drive, yet another tool in Leonard's extensive arsenal, earns him a trip to the line.
And the Lakers making a change here. Horton Tucker's checked in. Schroeder outside. And the rejection by Zubac. Outside Leonard. Back to Williams. Zubac in the post. He's up against Gasol. Back to Leonard. Outside for Jackson. Just 4 to shoot. Off target from outside.
Ugly start to this half. Hitting just 20% from the field. Gotta pick it up.
Lakers passing it around. Horton Tucker's shot is off.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Leonard attacking. Gasol against Zubac. Over in the corner, Batum. Pass to Leonard. Fires for 3. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Leonard's got 5 points now in the quarter. Schroeder against Batum. Schroeder kicks to Gasol. For 3, Caldwell Pope. And again, no good by the Lakers. Clippers trail by 5. 3-on-3. There's Jackson with the 3. Rebound the Lakers. Kuzma's got rebound number 5 here tonight. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
His struggles from the field continue, yet they still hold the lead.
And no good, but he tries to maintain control of his foul. And he'll shoot 2 at the line.
Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing. And his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Gasol. Matthews comes in for Contavious. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on. And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And Matthews gets it to go.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
And here's Jackson. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now, he averages about 9 points a game. Anderson passes to Jackson. Rebounded by the Lakers. Harrell's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
The struggle is real. He's been way off with his shot all evening long.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. Maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
George is checked in for the Clippers. Clippers trail by 10. There's 49 seconds left in the third quarter. And Batum kicks to Patterson. Outside for George. From past the arc. Rebound by Harrell. Harrell's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Matthews into the lane. Good on the bucket. Matthews has got the lead up to 12 now for the Lakers.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Here's George. Makes it off the glass. George has got 26.
Efficient performance from him. Not the case for everyone else on his team.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Caruso, the pass to Harrell. Buries it down low. And the Lakers lead by 12.
Continuing to polish his offensive skill set, Harrell's become a go-to scorer from this range.
Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Oh, power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. Outside Matthews. Gets it off. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. We'll return shortly. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. They've got Harrell. Morris is out there with Matthews. And it's Horton Tucker in at the small forward. That's the Laker 5.
Hard to keep up with Reggie when he gets out in space. And on top of that, an excellent finisher.
Pass to Horton Tucker. Baseline jumper. And the shot is long.
Missing that one helps out all the analytical guys from the mid-range.
Morris. Rebounded by the Lakers. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Here's Matthews. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
He combines strength and a ferocious attitude. Montrezl is a terror on putbacks.
Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. George, no good.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
And Harrell slams it in.
And I love that Harold's getting so many opportunities at the offensive end and making them count.
Morris kicks to Jackson. It's George on the wing with the putback.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Effort's been there, check mark. The physicality, check mark. They set the tone for this game early on.
Here's George, and the layup falls. George has got 30 points. You know, winning that championship as you did, Greg, for UNLV, many people don't remember you played much of that season with a broken jaw.
Well, Kevin, I don't remember much of it, to be honest with you. It was pretty hazy. I lost 19 pounds over the course of the season. I was championship night. I was 168 pounds.
No kidding.
Yeah. Oh, I was wired shut for 8 weeks. Didn't miss a game, but I tell you what, I don't know if I would do that today. But, you know, it did turn out well with the championship.
As I recall, you broke it against Fresno State, correct?
Yes, got my legs taken out from under me and broke the fall with my face. Yeah.
Ouch! 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
And the first one drops.
Dennis Schroeder, the 17th overall pick in 2013 out of Germany. He's got a flair you don't associate with European players.
George against Caldwell Pope. George, no good.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Leonard with the steal. Zubac the pass to George. It's rebounded by Schroeder.
Woo, blown opportunity right there. Won't get many chances easier than that one.
To the wing on the left.
I'm not sure the defense affected that shot. That was just a blown gimme.
Here's George. That one drops for him. George has got 10 points in just the second half.
Great hustle by Paul, using his speed in the open court, and then, of course, he's an excellent finisher.
Gasol inside. Zubac defending. Gasol no good. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Down by 12.
Yet another one for Paul George. He can pile up points without wasting possessions.
Schroeder looking around. Leonard with the steal. Morris finds George.
Proving how dangerous he is. Give George these looks, and he'll knock him down.
Lakers leading by 8. Schroeder outside. There's the feed to Gasol. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
You know Marc Gasol's brother, Powell, he was a top 3 pick. Mark fell to the second round and had to work for everything he's achieved.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Batum comes in for Patrick Patterson, and it's Williams in for Morris.
He is a scoring machine right now, but he needs more support from his teammates if they want to win this one.
Schroeder kicks to Gasol. Misses the mark. His third miss of the game. 4 for 7 now. It's stolen by Morris. Schroeder with the ball. Williams picks him up. Feeds to Morris. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. And the Lakers lead by 9.
More of a score-first point guard, but Schroeder doing a good job of finding the open man.
And it's Leonard missing. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, shot A comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operator.
And the Clippers.
Well, we know Leonard's an elite two-way machine, but there he shows us the artistry.
Now Schroeder. And so the Lakers take the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for...
roster. What role do you think will be best suited for you?
I think we just got to see when this season starts during sprints. If I got to play lock, I'll play lock. If I got to play center, I'll play center. I'm going to do what's best.
Dressed in their finest, the Mavs as they came through the tunnel earlier on, ready to give their faithful fans plenty to cheer about tonight. The Margaret Hunt-Hill Bridge. Looking now at some numbers for Montrezl Harrell.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
And now the Lakers starting group. Marc Gasol is out there with Morris. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. And it's Schroeder in at the point guard. And for Dallas, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 spot. Morris. No good on the shot. And it's Dallas the other way. The Lakers beat them last time when these two teams met in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and last time out, they sort of shot themselves in the foot with the foul trouble. That was what led to them having such an ugly scoreline.
The foul trouble was a big chunk of it. I mean, it's hard to mount a comeback when all your key guys, your main players, are watching from the bench.
Now, here's Doncic after the miss from Dennis Schroeder. Doncic against Kuzma, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Boy, what a brilliant find by Doncic.
And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. 4-point game. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
I'll tell you, they played hard, they drew fouls, but they could not convert at the line.
And that can drive guys absolutely crazy. I mean, they know they're better free throw shooters than that, but just did not get it done from the line.
Here's Doncic after the made shot from Dennis Schroeder. And the dunk by Doncic.
Doncic doing a nice job showing you some sneaky explosion and athleticism on that throwdown.
Here's Schroeder. Porzingis with the block. And he's able to get it back. They retain possession. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. Doncic looking it over. You know how this goes, Clark. Some guys check the standings every morning. Others won't look at it at all. They'll try to avoid it. What was your approach?
Well, you know, we were struggling as a team during my time in the NBA with the Pacers, so I wasn't doing too much standing watching. But for those guys that are thinking about it, it varies. Individuals look at it differently. I would be a guy who wouldn't want to see it all the time. That's like getting on the scale every day. That wouldn't serve me too well.
Dallas shooting their first free throw of the night here.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
Here's Caldwell-Pope. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Fresh from a win against Portland.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
Well, you know, it takes character, poise, toughness to win on the road, and that's exactly what they showed last game.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Dwight Powell's checked in for Porzingis. Johnson comes in for Maxi Kleber. Hardaway's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. The shot by Powell, no good. Lakers trail by 6. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. Caldwell-Pope pass to Harrell. Chalk up 2 there.
Yeah, first and foremost, he's a pass-first team player, is Caldwell-Pope. Love seeing that.
Richardson finds Hardaway. Inside. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Harrell. Morris into the lane. Caldwell-Pope with a wide-open look from outside off the mark. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Mavericks. Pass to Hardaway. Back to Johnson. 1:15 left here in the opening quarter. Lays it up off the glass.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Tipped away. Here's Caruso. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. The Lakers have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. First free throw is good. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Powell. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Matthews is checked in. Mavericks leading by 4. Brunson scanning the floor. Richardson dishes to Cauley Stein. Drops in the layup for 2.
Nice work inside by Cauley Stein. Great tools as a finisher.
We've got 33 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Caruso, no good. For Dallas, they've gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. Passes it to Brunson. To the inside, Cauley Stein. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Cauley Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
Lakers trail by 8. Here's Caruso. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession. And here's Matthews. He's looking for Harrell and finds him. And stolen by Cauley Stein. That one misses. And so it's Dallas in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And we'll be back with you shortly. Well, great.
Biggest area of growth would definitely be on.
Now, having played with superstars, Kuzma is learning what it takes to win.
He's getting only so many shots per game, so I applaud him for finding other ways to contribute to his team with an eye toward the greater goal.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Vamonos. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for Dallas, James Johnson is out there with Luka Doncic. Then it's Jalen Brunson. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Cauley Stein in at the center. Here's Caruso following the score by Dallas. Here's Horton Tucker. That 3 off the mark.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, if they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Hardaway passes to Cauley Stein, and the shot is good. Cauley Stein's got 6.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Oh, costly error there. We'll see how they rebound from that miscue.
Well, you know what? Their wounds are self-inflicted. I mean, you've got to play much smarter than that.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Porzingis is coming in for James Johnson. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Now here's Matthews following the missed shot by Willie Cauley Stein.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Here's Finney-Smith. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Here's Doncic. Count that one. 11 points in the game.
Doncic showing you his ability to finish. I really respect his aggressiveness in taking it to the hoop and handling contact.
And where Finney-Smith really made strides last season, his consistency from range.
And you know, Greg, it was really his defense, the work ethic he brings, the effort level. I mean, that's always been there. I watched this kid play in college, and that's always been part of his package. But as an NBA wing, you've got to be able to knock down shots and help space the floor if you want to find your way into the lineup. And to Finney Smith's credit, he's done that and has become a valuable part of the rotation.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by Dallas.
Now, here's Doncic. 37 points in the win against Portland.
And his rebounding was solid in that effort as well. He did a lot of work on the glass. All around it, just his effort level was off the charts.
Now Schroeder after Luka Doncic's three-pointer that didn't go. Here's Kuzma. Here's Harrell. They get the rebound. Out left of the wing. Here's Schroeder. Here's Matthews. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
Matthews strong and confident, able to finish through tough defense there.
Doncic against Schroeder, and the dunk by Doncic.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
And if it doesn't, this is only going to get uglier. I mean, that's no way to defend a player of his caliber. .111 left to play here in the second quarter. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Mike Powell comes in for Willie Cauley-Stein. And Josh Richardson subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Bucket is good. Powell's got his first 2 points of the night.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Lakers. They trail by 16. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. That'll be the third game of this three-game road trip. No luck, they battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Doncic kicks to Powell. Schroeder against Doncic. Puts it up from 12. Again, the Mavericks score.
And started hot, and he's only gotten harder.
Lakers trail by 18. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And they call an illegal screen here.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dallas. Jalen Brunson comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. The Lakers also with a sub, Alex Caruso. He's checked in for Dennis Schroeder. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, stolen by Caldwell Pope. Here's Caruso. Morris passes to Gasol with 1 on the clock, and he lays it up and in.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to Luka Doncic has been the story in this one. He ended up with 17 points. And
with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points and close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
So the Lakers 5 right now. Markieff Morris is out there with Marc Gasol. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. Then there's Dennis Schroeder, and it's Caldwell Pope in at the 2-guard spot. A tremendous mobile 1 block that we had to see again. Great send back.
And they're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time D. Yeah, good job to take it right at the lead.
Yeah, really left him no choice there. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things, never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. Look at the Lakers. Right now, they've compiled the third best record in the conference. And, of course, there's Dallas, 5 games behind.
And, you know, for the Mavericks, they're one of those teams that hasn't quite figured it out this year. A lot of talent, a lot of heart, but nothing to put them up on that next level.
You know, it's really hard to figure out exactly what's been missing, but there is something missing. It perhaps could be the system they're playing in.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
From deep. That doesn't go either for Doncic. Lakers trail by 13. Here's Caldwell Pope. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, you got to be careful how you defend Caldwell Pope because he's got great speed and he knows how to use it to draw contact.
Dallas making a switch here. Hardaway's checked in. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Horton Tucker's checked in. Dallas leading by 11. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. And the dunk by Doncic.
Well, you can't let Doncic have these types of opportunities, guys. When you aren't close to him, this is what happens.
Here's Caldwell Pope, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Yeah, you know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
Lakers trail by 11. It's Schroeder with the drive. And the foul called on Markieff Morris. That's his first foul. James Johnson's checked in for Dallas. Harrell, he's checked in for the Lakers. Matthews comes in for Caldwell Pope. Doncic passes to Porzingis. Back to Doncic. Shot from free throw range. Drained for 2 points. Doncic has got 21.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
The drive by Schroeder. To the middle, here's Gasol. Nice D from Porzingis.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Hardaway finds Doncic. From deep. Horton Tucker with the rebound.
Boy, just not scoring with the efficiency he'd like to. Tough quarter for him.
And that one's good. Schroeder. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Doncic outside. Pass to Porzingis. It's stolen by Schroeder. And the lead is down inside single digits. Schroeder's got 8 points.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And that one drops for him.
Doncic is able to blow by opponents and make them pay. Even though he's not the greatest athlete, he's sneaky quick.
Schroeder against Doncic. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
Well, this is who Doncic is. This is what we've seen from him. A scorer who can take over games easily.
Schroeder surveying the floor. Ball's knocked loose. Hardaway with the steal. Doncic with it. 25 points in the game. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
You know, early on, Doncic has proven to be a leader. I mean, this guy is somebody that can shoulder the offense and take and make big shots for his team.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Dwight Powell comes in for James Johnson. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Hardaway. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Josh Richardson. Here's Caruso. Harrell, the pass to Caruso. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
Dallas again missing.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-ups.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
It's been all about Luka Doncic for Dallas. He's up to 26 points in the game now, just keeps pouring in the buckets. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Jalen Brunson out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. Then there's Dwight Powell. Then there's Maxi Kleber. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward position. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
A prolific slasher with some serious bounce. Hardaway Jr. Fun to watch.
Caruso, no good. Mavericks leading by 14. Now Hardaway. And there's the feed to Powell. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Well, you know, guys, we know Hardaway can score, but when he makes these passes, it makes him a lot more dangerous.
Caruso kicks to Caldwell Pope. The Mavericks pull it in. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Kleber finds Hardaway. The pass to Powell. It's stolen by Morris. And Kuzma with the basket on the assist by Caldwell Pope.
You know, body him up all you want. It doesn't bother Kyle Kuzma. He's got great competitive spirit and skill.
Brunson the pass to Hardaway. Poked away. Powell. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on Caldwell Pope. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Mavericks.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Marcus All's checked in for Los Angeles. Greg, you were drafted 12th overall by the New York Knicks and then 2nd overall by the Grizzlies in the expansion draft. So you've had a very unique view of being in that position in 2 different settings.
Yeah, I mean, 2 very different cities, but really each beautiful in its own way. The New York draft, obviously coming out of college, that was like a dream come true to go and play for Pat Riley and then get the opportunity to go and be a part of a brand new team in a new country, if you will, was also a really cool experience as well.
I hope we can take a petition started by you and me to get the NBA back in Vancouver. I miss
and
going
Seattle,
to
right? Let's get back in both those cities.
Exactly. Yep, it goes. And the Dallas Heat is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Caldwell Pope. Maverick shooting is beautiful right now. 60% for the game. Pretty much everyone out there has been stroking it. Gasol against Brunson. An easy 2 points on the layup. And the Mavericks lead by 13.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
That's tipped. Stolen by Brunson. Fast break Dallas. And he's going up for the alley-oop.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
Lakers trail by 15. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Here's Caruso. Game continues to evolve, Greg. Any changes in particular that you do not like?
That's a great question. You know, I'd like to see the replay review streamlined a little bit better. I wouldn't mind a touch more physicality being allowed in the game, but as much as we tend to complain, the one thing I have learned is if you're honest, you go back, we always complain. I don't care what the era is. Nobody's ever truly happy, and I'm not going to spend all my time worrying about that stuff right now. I'm just going to enjoy the game that we are all so fortunate enough to be able to watch.
Totally agree.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
And he gets it back.
You know, when Porzingis combines quickness with his reach, getting off the floor like that, he can block just about any shot.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Mavericks.
Their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high-percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And with this win now, we're all square, 1-1. 2 more games yet to come in what's proving to be a very competitive season series.
Boy, I tell you, look at these teams. They're very evenly matched. This could be one of the better in-conference battles we see this season.
And, you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Luka Doncic.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in. You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. They waited too long to finally ramp themselves up.
And here is Doncic. And here's Los Angeles. It's a 13-point game. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's good from Antetokounmpo. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Marjanovic against Schroeder. Now here's Marjanovic. Down low. Deflects the pass. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us.